Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Nigerians have reacted over the comment made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during his visit to France. Don't forget that on September 4th precisely, he announced that he will be embarking on his annual leave. And he went straight to France, to have some time with the president of France. And after the visit, he made a statement which has attracted multiple reactions from Nigeria. And he says, I had a productive lunch with President Emmanuel Macron. We review key area of cooperation between Nigeria and France and agreed to deepen our partnership for mutual prosperity and global stability. But it will shock you with the reactions of Nigeria. Don't forget that statement is very vague. But interestingly, Nigerians have to aid their mind. And what got my attention, which has made me to share this video with you, is what one of the journalists said about the visit of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and why, as at now, he needs to review, reasons before he carries out this kind of visit. We'll be back to talk.
Well, let's now highlight these photographs of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who had a very warm welcome in Paris, France yesterday, September 10th. These newly released photographs showing President Tinubu smiling and shaking hands with French President Emmanuel Macron were taken at the Élysée Palace. The president is in France as part of his 10-day working vacation. In a post on X, Tinubu stated that he had a productive lunch with the French president, adding that they both reviewed key areas of cooperation between Nigeria and France and agreed to deepen their partnership for mutual prosperity and global stability. The president looks really dapper in that blue suit, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
but you did in his blue suit, and they were matching.
Yes, it just shows that the relationship between the French president and the Nigerian president is quite deep and cordial.
Let me tell you what people are saying on social media before I come to you. Well, this person wrote, Mr. President, you are looking fresh in your suit. There is insecurity everywhere in Nigeria. Oh, I know those close to you would tell you. That was quite funny. Then another ex-user, I think this person's on Instagram, wrote, was Nigeria colonized by France? Did they change history? Why this France? Is it the only country for international relationships? I thought that was funny as well. But then another ex-user wrote, Mr. President, I understand that you are on your annual leave, and of course, you are entitled to it. However, I urge you to reflect. What has your government truly achieved so far? We have 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Would it not be more ideal for you and your cabinet to focus on fixing the country so that you and every Nigerian can travel locally and enjoy the infrastructure you put in place rather than going abroad? What value does such foreign travel add to your legacy? And of course, you know that these sort of questions will always come up when we see the photographs of the president out there. And of course, Nigerians will react in this manner.
Also, the many things, and thank you for bringing out these salient points. Yes. Earlier on, when we talked about the picture, I had made the comment that the president looks healthy, and that he went for that.
He actually does.
He looks really nice. So Nigeria's money is working. Because it's true. Because to a very large extent, we pay for a lot of the enjoyment that the president, the good side. He also works hard, so that's part of his benefits as president. So yes, Nigeria's money is working. But I made a statement.
Woman leader.
No. But I made a statement earlier. Money is never too much.
Is it true?
It's never. Even I hope it's money used for the trip. I think the money used for the trip. If you can tell me that because he has so much money, was his own personal funds that funded this trip, then we can say that.
Well, EFCC to investigate the source of his suit.
Okay, let me just about suit because it's about how.
Can we have the picture?
He said that it was GQS.
Yes.
His suit.
GQ.
And I said, and I still maintain that I hope that he bought Nigeria to grow the naira. That suit would have been nicely made in Aba because they make some of the most quality. And this is advocating. If he's the chief marketing officer, imagine if in conversation with the president of the fashion capital of the world saying, "Oh, look at this outfit. I made it from this. Let me bring it." That's trade between France and Nigeria. So any little opportunity or any opportunity to sell Nigeria is very welcome.
Right.
So, sir, please, tell us the maker of that suit. Now, going to your point, the truth is that
it's probably an Amani suit.
No, doctor, but I refuse to believe that the president is wearing Amani. Going to France.
Very good tailor.
This is my atafo.
Okay.
But let me just say that. Let me finish. So what I was saying was that in those posts and those X posts and Instagram posts, oftentimes this is what we see. Our leaders, the look of our leaders do not reflect the look of the people. Now, you might say, what is the power of a picture? When yesterday we talked about Nepal and how this uprising and discontent started with pictures of luxurious lifestyle of politicians' kids, Nipo babies. And so when people go online, and we're talking about the power of social media, the people in rural areas who are suffering, who have access to a phone, who will look at their picture, open it and say that life is so difficult for me, yet my leaders are shining. They look like nothing is staining their white. This is what caused and what was brewing under when the conflict in Nepal started. I'm just saying that it might look like it's a joke, but it's very true. If people continuously see that, oh, our leaders look good, they're traveling abroad, they have access to good quality healthcare, access to infrastructure that we are deprived of at home, it will brew discontent. So while I agree that the president has a right to go on holiday, go abroad, even though I still advocate that there are nice places at home he can go to, there's a point to be made about make your own country better. The world is becoming more intolerant to foreigners, to migration. And so let's fix our country so that we don't need to be lining up or queuing at embassies to get visas to go abroad when we can actually make our country better. So good thing President Tinubu is abroad. So I hope he can learn, see a few things in France that is nice and can come and replicate in Nigeria or even do better.
Well said. He's also going to the UK as well. So I'm sure that we'll see some pictures from the United Kingdom as well.
Wow. The point that Ayo made there really got me. And it revolves around when she said, make your country good, make your country perfect, because right now there's an increasing intolerance for migration, and that's exactly the situation right now. As we're talking currently, if you've been checking around the migration policies of different countries, especially the European country, you will notice that they are trying to make sure that they don't have so much pressure on their infrastructure as a result of consistent entry by Nigerians. And, one of the things that they've come to terms with is the fact that the essence of Nigerians coming abroad is for, though they pretend as though they are coming to acquire knowledge, add value to the educational system and all of that. At the same time, the intent is to, after getting the certificate, possibly a master or a BSc, they stay back there, enjoy their good educational or enjoy their own good economic condition there, and as a result of that, there will be an adverse effect on the employment rates for their own indigenes. And it has been noticed oftentimes that even though they have student visa, at the end of the day, instead of them to go back, they still gallivant around the country there, making sure that they strip the others of getting gainful of employment. And don't forget that Nigerians were very good, and we are hardworking people and all of that. So some of the employers, by the time they see Nigerians coming in to secure employment, they're cool with it. And before you know, Nigerians are taking away jobs from people. All of a sudden, the single percentage rate of their unemployment rate will start, moving into double, and before you know, it's escalating. And they are doing everything by rewriting their migration policies just to make sure that they put a bar against Nigerian entry. Now, for example, UK, fairly recently, we saw what happened. They are warning that Nigerians should not, or other countries that are coming in, when you finish your education, please go back. We do not want you to stay here. Now, this thing is making Nigerians, frustrated out there. But the big question is, why should we be going out there? If our country is perfect. Unfortunately, this current administration, if you check very well, you notice one significant thing, and that thing is that there are no companies coming in from abroad to establish in Nigeria. If you go through the state governor seems to also be very lackadaisical about it. We are not seeing any improvement in terms of manufacturing. But there is sudden surge in the revenue base of the government. The big question is, what are they exploiting that is increasing the revenue base? Unfortunately, they are putting pressure on every income made by Nigerians, despite the fact that they are failing in their responsibility to provide adequate jobs for Nigerians. Now, we have heard of tax reform, and the next thing that we saw, the president is collecting loan left, right, and center. He's looking for any tax loophole to make sure that he extracts enough money from Nigerians. Tenement rate is there, mention it. So many. Now, we are not frowning at it. But the fact that, unfortunately, even when these monies are being made by pressuring Nigeria, it is still not being used in infrastructure. Till today, we are seeing multiple roads, federal government roads, across board in the northern part of Nigeria, in the southern part of Nigeria, still inaccessible. But then you're putting pressure on the people and making sure that you strip them of everything that will even make life reasonable. But at the end of the day, no employment. Countless people have finished work, nothing. Fairly recently, we heard that they are about improving their own salaries for politicians and all of that, which means the people are not really being cared of. And the president travels to France and make a very vague statement, which does not even produce any result for Nigerians, all of that. For you to, we are deepening our cooperation. Tell us one significant thing your relationship with this Emmanuel Macron had done in Nigeria. Possibly it has brought in, so much investment into Nigeria and all of that. None of that. So these are some of the things that they brought up. I feel that the government should look in this direction and let there be at least a change in the next few years. Don't forget, election will become on 2027. Let there be a change whereby we'll look back and say, yes, it was worthwhile when the president go out there to create relationship or bilateral relationship with other countries of the world. That's what we like to leave it. Let's meet our commission and talk more on this. Thank you very much. And